My name is Emma. I am 40 years old and a mother of 2 wonderful children. My husband, Daniel, is 45. We have been married for 18 years. In the beginning, our marriage was filled with love, laughter, and endless dreams. Daniel was a kind and caring husband who always reminded me how much he loved me. I believed in him and in the future we were building together. 2 years after our wedding, we welcomed our first child, a boy named Ethan. He was bright and full of life, bringing joy to our home. 2 years later, we had a daughter, Sophia, a sweet and loving girl with a passion for singing. For a time, everything felt perfect. Daniel worked hard to provide for us, while I stayed home to care for our children, ensuring they were nurtured and loved. But as years passed, Daniel changed. He started working late, going on unexplained trips, and distancing himself from our family. The warmth in his voice disappeared, and "I love you" became words of the past. When I asked him about his constant absence, he brushed me off with, "I work for this family. Stop questioning me." I was heartbroken but remained silent, hoping that one day he would return to the man I once knew. Then, 7 years ago, I discovered a secret that shattered my world. While Daniel was away on a trip, I found 2 plane tickets, one with his name and the other with the name of another woman. I felt as if the air had been knocked out of me. For 3 days, I cried, drowning in pain and betrayal. When he returned, I confronted him, asking, "Who is she?" He dismissed my concerns, saying, "She is nobody. Don't worry." Deep down, I knew the truth, but for the sake of my children, I swallowed my pain and pretended to believe him. Years passed, and nothing changed. Daniel continued his secret life, and I became a shadow of myself. Our house felt like an empty shell, our conversations were hollow, and my heart grew cold. Then, one day, fate led me to cross paths with an old friend, Michael. He was kind, gentle, and devoted to his wife in a way I had never experienced. Seeing him treat his wife with love and care made me realize how much I had been missing. Michael and I began talking, and for the first time in years, I felt heard. He reminded me of my worth, of the strength I had forgotten I possessed. For 3 months, we shared conversations, not love, not promises, just understanding and kindness. But when Daniel found out, he was furious. "How could you do this?" he shouted. I looked at him, my voice steady but tired, because I needed love. For the first time in years, Daniel cried. He begged me not to leave, saying, "I love you. Please, give me another chance." I asked him, "Why now? Why after 18 years?" He looked at me with regret and admitted, "I didn't realize you were hurting." Not long after, I fell seriously ill and had to be hospitalized. Daniel stayed by my side, holding my hand, whispering, "Don't leave me. I love you." Hearing those words again after so many years felt strange, almost unreal. When I returned home, Daniel tried to change. He spent more time with me, helped with the household chores, and asked if I needed anything. Small gestures, but noticeable. Still, my heart hesitated. The betrayal still lingered, and trust was not so easily rebuilt. One evening at dinner, I asked my son, "Do you think your father and I are happy?" Ethan hesitated before replying, "I don't know, Mom. You're kind to each other, but sometimes you seem sad." Sophia, younger and more innocent, simply said, "Mom, I just want us to stay together. I don't want anything to change." Their words pierced my heart. I didn't want to hurt them, but I couldn't keep pretending forever. I needed closure. I visited Michael one last time. "I need to fix my life," I told him. He smiled kindly and said, "You are strong, Emma. I know you will find your way." I thanked him and walked away, knowing it was the last time I would see him. That night, I faced Daniel. "We need to be honest," I said. "Do you want this marriage to work?" "Yes," he answered. "I made mistakes, but I love you. I don't want to lose you." I took a deep breath and asked, "Can you leave the other woman? Can you truly give me the love and care I deserve? He hesitated before saying, I will try. Trying is not enough, Daniel. I need you to mean it. Over time, he made an effort. We went on walks, had conversations, and found small moments of joy. But deep down, my heart still carried scars. Forgiving Daniel was the hardest thing I had ever done. I remembered the pain, the betrayal, the sleepless nights, and the woman's name on that plane ticket, Lisa. But I also thought about my own mistakes. I wasn't perfect either. One day, I stood before the mirror and spoke to myself, Emma, you are strong. You are kind. You have made mistakes, but you deserve peace. If you want happiness, you must learn to forgive. And so, I took one step at a time. Our marriage wasn't perfect, but I focused on my children, ensuring they had a happy home. More importantly, I focused on myself. I started reading, going on solo walks, and learning to love myself again. I even wrote a letter to myself. Dear Emma, you are strong. You are worthy. Life is hard, but you can handle it. Love yourself first, and happiness will follow. Never forget that. I keep that letter in my drawer. On difficult days, I read it to remind myself of the journey I have traveled and the strength I have found within me. This journey has taught me many things. Love is not just words, it is action, care, and respect. People make mistakes, and while no one is perfect, we all deserve love and happiness. And most importantly, I have learned that I am strong. I can endure pain, sadness, and loss, and still find the courage to move forward one day at a time.